everyone, I'm here with our Read Aloud for today, one of them, and it's The Story of Ferdinand by Monroe Leaf, and the drawings are by Robert Lawson. This was recently made into a movie. Some of you might have seen it. So here's the front cover with the picture of the bull and some flowers. And then I wanted to tell you guys, because we haven't really talked about this, the side of a book where it's all stuck together is called a spine. Sort of like the spine that you have in your back. And then this is the back cover, and it has a picture of a bull, and it says, "This is the story of Ferdinand, a little bull who would rather sit and smell the flowers than fight in the bull ring." I don't blame him. I would not want to fight in a bull ring either. And here's the title page, The Story of Ferdinand. Once upon a time in Spain, I see like a castle and a field and some bulls. Once upon a time in Spain, there was a little bull, and his name was Ferdinand. There's Ferdinand. All the other little bulls he lived with would run and jump and butt their heads together. So that's what all the little bulls like to do. But not Ferdinand. He liked to sit just quietly and smell the flowers. He had a favorite spot out in the pasture. A pasture is a field where the cows and bulls are. Under a cork tree. So he liked to sit in a pasture under a cork tree. It was his favorite tree, and he would sit in his shade all day and smell the flowers. So there he is, sitting in the shade of his favorite tree and smelling the flowers, and he sees the other bulls fighting. Wonder what's going to happen in this story. Sometimes his mother, who was a cow, would worry about him. She was afraid he would be lonesome all by himself. There's his mom, and there's the bull. "Why don't you run and play with the other little bulls and skip and butt your head?" she would say. But Ferdinand would shake his head. "I like it better here, where I can sit just quietly and smell the flowers." So his mom was worried about him. But he didn't seem to care about being lonely. He seemed to like to be by himself. His mother saw that he was not lonesome, and because she was an understanding mother, even though she was a cow, she let him just sit there and be happy. That's a good mom. As the years went by, Ferdinand grew and grew until he was very big and strong. Wow, look at Ferdinand now. He's a big, strong bull. I see a vulture up there. And look, it has Ferdinand's, how tall he was when he was growing. All the other bulls who had grown up with him in the same pasture would fight each other all day. They would butt each other and stick each other with their horns. What they wanted most of all was to be picked to fight at the bull fights in Madrid. Madrid's a city in a very far away place called Spain. They like to fight all day. I think some of you like to do that too outside. I see you guys wrestling around. And look, there's the bulls, and they're looking at the bullfight sign. This is Bullfight Madrid. I wonder if Ferdinand has changed his mind and wants to fight in the bullfights. What do you think? But not Ferdinand. He still liked to sit just quietly under the cork tree and smell the flowers. There he is. He does not want to fight. One day, 5 men came in very funny hats to pick the biggest, fastest, roughest bull to fight in the bullfights in Madrid. So there's all those men, and they want to find the biggest, roughest, strongest, fastest bull. I wonder which one they're going to pick. All the other bulls ran around snorting and butting, leaping and jumping, so the men would think that they were very, very strong and fierce and pick them. So there's all those bulls trying to get them to pick them. Ferdinand knew that they wouldn't pick him, and he didn't care. So he went out to his favorite cork tree to sit down. There's Ferdinand. He's going to smell his flowers. He doesn't want to be picked. I wonder what's going to happen next. He didn't look where he was sitting, and instead of sitting on the nice cool grass in the shade, he sat on a bumblebee. Uh-oh. Well, if you were a bumblebee and a bull sat on you, what would you do? What would you do? You would sting him. And that is just what this bee did to Ferdinand. Look at Ferdinand's face. There's the bee. He's like, oh no. And there's Ferdinand's face. What do you think Ferdinand's gonna do now? He just got stung in the bottom, in his bottom. Wow, did it hurt? Ferdinand jumped up with a snort. He ran around, puffing and snorting, butting and pawing the ground as if he were crazy. The 5 men saw him, and they all shouted with joy. Here was the largest and fiercest bull of all, just the one for the bullfight in Madrid. Uh-oh. So they think that Ferdinand is big and fierce and tough and strong. I think he's big and strong, but I don't think he's very fierce. I'm going to take him to the bullfight in Madrid. So they took him away for the bullfight day in a cart. And then there's a sign that says Madrid. I wonder how that's going to make Ferdinand feel. What a day it was. Flags were flying, bands were playing, and all the lovely ladies had flowers in their hair. Can you see the people? Here's the lady with the flowers in their hair. It's kind of hard. Their eyes are just peeking out. So they're excited about the bullfight. They had a parade in the bull ring. First came the bandoleros. Those are like cowboys with long, sharp pins with ribbons on them to stick in the bull and make him mad. Well, that doesn't seem very nice. They're going to stick him with pins? I wouldn't like that very much. Next came the picaderos, who rode skinny horses, and they had long spears to stick in the bull and make him madder. That's not very nice either. I don't think Ferdinand's going to like that at all. What do you think? Then came the matador, the proudest of all. He thought he was very handsome and bowed to the ladies. He had a red cape and a sword and was supposed to stick the bull last of all. So he's going to fight the bull. That's what a matador does. He fights the bull. Then came the bull. And you know who that was, don't you? Ferdinand. I wonder what Ferdinand is going to do. Let's see. They called him Ferdinand the Fierce, and all the bandoleros were afraid of him, and the picaderos were afraid of him, and the matador was scared stiff. They're all afraid of Ferdinand, but he's a very gentle bull, but they don't know that, I guess. Ferdinand ran to the middle of the ring, and everyone shouted and clapped because they thought he was going to fight fiercely and butt and snort and stick his horns around. I think they're going to be disappointed. What do you think? Maybe he'll be scared and do that, but we'll see. Let's see what happens. But not Ferdinand. When he got to the middle of the ring, he saw the flowers in all the lovely ladies' hair, and he just sat down quietly and smelled. Can you smell the flowers? He wouldn't fight and be fierce, no matter what they did. He just sat and smelled, and the bandoleros were mad, and the picadores were madder, and the matador was so mad he cried because he couldn't show off with his cape and sword. So they had to take Ferdinand home. Look, he's throwing a tantrum like he's two. But look, at least Ferdinand gets to go home and doesn't have to fight. I just don't think he would like that very much. And for all I know, he is sitting there still under his favorite cork tree, smelling the flowers just quietly. He is very happy. So there he is. He got to go home. The end. What did you think about this book? Is it 2 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down? 1 thumb up, 1 thumb down? Tell somebody in your family what you thought about this book, if you liked it or didn't. And I will see you later. Bye.